Hey everybody, welcome to part 4, Sunday Stills. If you remember last week, I talked about going and photographing some full foliage with maybe like a twist or something. Turns out that twist is horrible winds and freezing temperatures, which took all the leaves off the trees. So we won't be doing that. Still gonna head out though. I think we're gonna go down to the river, see if there's anything worth shooting there. So there's the beautiful foliage I was talking about. I know it's foliage, it's a joke. But we're at the river, so let's go see what we can find. By underexposing the image, I was able to get some texture into the clouds and give the tree a nice silhouette. The only thing I did unusual in editing, other than black and white and simple modifications, was I used the gradient tool in Lightroom to bring the top of the image to be darker, because in the original image it goes to lighter, and I didn't like how that looked. So I brought the sky down at the top, which helped bring the eye to the light source from the sun and the silhouette of the tree. So while I don't really like the exposure of the sky, it's obviously blown out, I really like the texture and light quality that I got in the reeds by the bank and the trees and the sagebrush, and it's definitely a shot I really like. I just didn't really like the lighting I had for it, so I won't go back and shoot it. It's not that nice of a shot. I just thought in that lighting I really wish I could have pulled off something out of the sky rather than just solid white, but you lose some images that you would like to be different. But that's part of outdoor photography is, or sorry, landscape photography, is if the landscape's not right, the landscape's not right. So, alright, so it wasn't quite as nice as I thought it would be, but the road keeps going, so we'll keep going. So I'm not actually saying this is a great image or anything. I just thought this was so cool. It's like these little animals. I think they're birds. They burrow into it, and this is like where they have their nests on the side of this cliffside. This is so cool. There's just like holes everywhere. This is just a big section of it. If you have any idea on what makes these holes, give me a message, because I'm really curious as to what's burrowing into the side of these hills. I'd be in the northern Nevada region, so let me know if you know anything. Well, I got nothing, so let's try somewhere else. So I'm up in the mountains now, and the light just sucks. It's overcast, but there's nothing going on. It's terrible lighting. I may just give up and go home and do some like studio work or something. I don't know, because this isn't worth my time. So, but I'm giving it one last try. I'm gonna go out to this grass valley area where sometimes there's deer, and wild horses, things like that, and if they're there, it could be very cool in this lighting. But outside of that, sometimes light just sucks. I mean, that's nature. You don't control shit. So, but it's been amazing for the last like 4 days. And it's the first day to go out and shoot, and of course today's the day. It's just solid overcast with no clouds, no rain, no fog, no sun, just gray. So I don't know. I'm kind of pissed about it because the last 3 days have been such great lighting, and then today, I knew the weather would change, but I didn't know it would change as much. So, but like I said, we got one literally last place to try without going significant distances. So, if this doesn't work, I think we're gonna go into the studio. And by studio, I just mean whatever room in my house I decide to fuck up and put all my shit in. So. This is just an overlook from the road I was on down onto some town south of Reno. I don't have any idea where this was, but I don't know, it's cool. I like the snow in the mountains and the color of the valley because it had rain on it. Again, this sky was not working for that day, but oh well, that happens. So I thought this was a pretty cool picture, but then I saw the plane coming, and that's what actually made me take the photo, because it gives you some scale as to that mass of clouds coming over the Sierra Nevadas. And then you've got some more clouds above it. I don't know what they're actually called. We call them spaceship clouds. And you've just got that little speck of an enormous plane. And I just thought that was really cool over the completely blacked out silhouette of the mountain range. So I actually really like this image. It's cool. So I don't know how I did it, but I was supposed to be at the house down there when I came out of the road. But instead, I'm way the hell up on this mountaintop. But there's the grass valley that's going to be filled with horses and deer. Well, mud anyway. But still, worth a look. So on top of already being kind of a depressing and slow day, the valley I thought might have deer and horses or some animal in it. The only thing I found was parts of a dead animal, and it was just kind of fitting for the day of like, oh, I'll go here. Oh, it's crap. Oh, I'll go here. Oh, it's crap. Oh, I'll go here. Oh, it's dead. So it didn't really help my mood. Anyway, what I did in this image is I took all the color out but red, and I gave the red a little color. It's a cool image. I mean, right? Who doesn't like animal bones? So still though, I would have preferred a living animal, but at least I got something. I mean, I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I took this photo because I was just like, God damn it. That's the only reason I took this photo. Shit. Self-realization and all that. So yeah, you'll have to take my word for it. This, in the spring, in the summer, is this like amazing grass valley filled with wildlife. And yeah, apparently not in the early winter, fall period. So lesson learned. So I found this really cool tunnel wall, old bridge thing. Just pretty cool. I wasn't able to bring all my gear down, so I didn't have my tripod, so I really can't take the shot the way it deserves at the moment. And the one thing that's kind of spooking me is, you see that timber? It's all broken. There's the rest of it. So at least we definitely know it's a stable and safe area to work. This is how that, I guess it was a bridge, appeared from kind of the area I had parked. So I barely noticed it because you're up above this and you have to look through all the trees. I actually like the lighting of this image because it was a really heavy overcast, like I've said, but other than heavy overcast, I don't know how you'd ever be able to get, maybe dusk, I guess, actually, in this, where the mountain is, you could get this at dusk, but I think I hit this on the perfect day because I don't want highlights, I don't want super bright stuff, I want everything to be able to be seen because I'm getting the dark from inside of the bridge, whereas I want to be able to see the trees and the rock and the wood, so finally I got a place where the lighting is actually paying off rather than being a total hindrance. So I decided to hike up the mountain from where I found that bridge, and I thought this valley was very pretty, and the nice kind of river of red trees where the water flows during the spring, but then you've got the almost barren rocky hillsides and then kind of up into the juniper area with the snow, and I like it. Again, it was one of the few photographs I was out where I was like, oh, thank God it's overcast, because I wouldn't be able to get this the way I got it outside of an overcast day. So yeah, I mean, I was down on the weather before I got to this location, and then I started being a little less grumpy about it and starting to use it to my advantage rather than just focusing on it being bad. So it was a good change in mood, and I think I really got some shots I'm very happy with out of it. So if you're ever out hiking in my neck of the woods, you should always keep in mind that what looks like a small little hole in the rocks might actually be a very, very big mine. Get ready for steering cam wheel. That must be the most dizzying thing in the world. So anyway, you can pay attention through the steering. I just took a photo I'm very excited about, but I'm hesitant to tell you about it at the moment because I don't want the shot to be bad, because I didn't have a tripod or really anything but the camera itself. So I'm really hoping that it's gonna come out good. So we're just getting home. Let's go edit some photos. So this is the photograph I was really excited about. There's no way you could shoot this photograph outside of either an overcast day or maybe dusk and dawn, but even then I think you'd have trouble. Overcast is definitely the best in this. It was slightly wet. It gave the rocks way more contrast to let you see all the way into the back of this old mine. I love that little timber up in the top. This photo made my day. I saw this and I was like, okay, it was worth coming out. That being said, I think I need to shoot it again because I didn't have my tripod, and I love this image enough. I need to go and give it my full ability, not my full effort because I already did that, but I need to take all my gear and give this a proper shoot. So I edited the photos from yesterday, and I'm pretty happy with a couple of them, but I definitely need all of my gear to get the shot the way I want it. So back on location, we're gonna reshoot, I think 2 spots, maybe 3, and full gear. Got about 45 minutes worth of light, so we've got time, but not too much time to screw around. So I'm gonna do the mine. No. Yeah, I'll do the mine and then the bridge, I think. So it's cold out there, so I don't really want to get out of the car. Mountain country. Oh yeah. Well, we're up to the mine. Oh shit. Alright, well. So that shaft keeps going down, maybe another at least 50 feet. So nasty fall. So I'm gonna take a minute to say a little thing, and I'll probably say something at the end of this video too. I love photographing mines. It's probably one of the favorite things to photograph in the whole world. It's by far my favorite thing to shoot it. It's not shooting back at me. You have to be safe. You cannot go in mines. The saying "stay out, stay alive," it's not a joke. Going in mines is a perfect way to die in the stupidest fucking way. And I'm sorry to curse, but if you go in a mine, you're an idiot. There's poisonous gas. There's collapsing tunnels. Just stay the hell out, okay? Alright, I'll stop ranting. I just get a little emotional about it. So, I've got my tripod here, Canon T1i, 20mm fixed Sigma lens, and I've got my corded remote trigger. That's going to allow me to... Yeah, it's cold as hell, so that's why I'm rubbing my hands together. That's going to allow me to take as long of an exposure as I want without having to worry about it. So admittedly, I'm not a huge tripod user, so you can kind of tell I'm fumbling a little bit. I also don't have an extremely expensive tripod. I understand tripods are valuable, and if I was giving advice to anybody, I'd probably say spend a lot on your tripod, because it's what gives you the ability to take the sharp image, and a sharp image is extremely important. You know, if you have a blurry image, it doesn't matter how amazing it is, it's still blurry. And you're always going to be mad about that. So, the reason I don't have a very expensive tripod is I do a lot of journalistic stuff, I travel a lot, and I just assume it's going to be damaged beyond repair, stolen, lost. So I sacrifice quality so that I'm not constantly worrying about it. So this is what I got. I took quite a few images at different exposures, and I'm really happy with it. It's probably a mine photograph to some people, but I've done a lot of abandoned mine photography. I really like this one. I'm really happy with it. The rocks are a little different color this day. When I went out, I think it was a little later in the day, so I got a little more orange in them. But it's definitely one of my favorite mine photographs to date. I might do an episode later just on some of my mine photography because it's not or I should say it's orphaned mines that I photograph. I'll probably do a little thing on it just because I don't see a lot of photographers doing it, but that just might be that I'm not super into the photography world. But I really like this one. So glad I came back, glad I reshot it. Definitely worth my time. So it's very rare that I go back to a shoot, and I'm absolutely thrilled that I rephotographed this one, and I'm probably going to print this one out for myself. So I was looking around just as I was packing up. I think I'll have to come back here again. I've been photographing mines for a while, and I think I spotted 1, 2, maybe 3 more mines possibly up on this hill. Maybe another one around the other side. So I have to come back and spend a day hiking this area, see how many mines. Sorry there's not as much footage on this as I'd like, but the light's waning and I gotta shoot, so I guess I'll just explain it in post. So this is the bridge from earlier, and what I've done is I've let the sun come down to be very dark, and what I've done is I've put my camera on about, I think, like a 20-second exposure or something, and what I'm doing is I'm taking my speed light off the camera and using it, setting it off manually. I set it off 3 different ways for this one so that I could get the inside of the bridge to expose correctly and have those nice textures while allowing the outside to still be visible. And I'm really happy with how it came out. I got nice colors, a lot of light, but it doesn't look unnatural. You know what I mean? There's no obvious flash points or anything like that. So very happy with how this image came out. So this is just a quick demonstration of what I was doing. Shutter goes off, flash goes off, let it charge for a second, and another flash goes off. And that's how I lit this photo. So this is the exact image from the video you were just watching of the camera shutter opening and then the 2 flashes going off. And you can see this is the exact same image. You can see the little orange camera. That's what I was videotaping with. And these are the results I got from that. So if you can hold your shutter open, and a trigger remote is definitely one of the most important things you could buy, even with just a speed light, you're able to get lighting that is just beautiful if you're willing to spend a little more time shooting to do it. I mean, it was cold and awful and wet out there, but I spent the time. I used my flash off camera manually, did a lot of experimentation to get the shot just right. But I think this is a good demonstration that knowing your gear is often more important than the gear you have. So, if you want to see any of the images we talked about today in full resolution, please take a look at the links I provided below. I would suggest Flickr out of the group, but you'll be able to find the images at all of them. If you like any of the photos and you have a question, please feel free to message me on any of the things. Give us a like or anything like that. If any of these prints catch you as amazing and you fall in love with it, please contact me about if you want to purchase a print from me. If you come from either my YouTube channel or any of my other websites, there's a pretty significant discount for you. See you next time for Sunday Stills.